Bonjour mes petits poussins d'amour. It's been a while. It's been really a while that I posted, that I shared something with you. And I think the reason why is that I found some money. And when you find money on the floor, regardless of the amount, is the beginning of richness. It was just 50 cents, but hey, you have to start somewhere. But funny enough, what happened the last few weeks, I thought that it was because of the playground. Ow. I'm going to share a bit more about the social media journey that is happening at the moment. And I was just reflecting because I feel a bit less, I feel a bit more vulnerable at this moment when it comes to posting on social media. And right now it just hit me, because I always do my morning walk, as I shared with you. It just hit me that I have been scripting my content a lot after I finished my 21-day challenge. So I started in January coming back on Instagram, sharing my 21-day challenge of finding my voice again, because it has been a while since I haven't exercised or posted on social media. But also it's been such a hell of a year that I really felt like I lost it. Like I didn't know what to say. I didn't feel useful. I didn't know where to go. I didn't have a vision anymore. I didn't want to see people. I just really was like, I just want to be in my bubble. And I think that obviously winter season doesn't help. So I thought, hey, I need to do something. I want to do something. I know myself. I'm not the person who is just, overthinking, overanalyzing, just staying in her bubble. And I've spent 34 years of my life, 35, to just being a human doing and not a human being. In 2025, in the midst of everything, I just tried to be. I think really the biggest message was try to be a little bit more and not do. And so I followed that path. I survived. I still showed up for all the for all the responsibilities that I still had. And then I crashed in December at my mom's and thought to myself, okay, now we have a good maybe year, a good few months, a good year to just start again, to just rest, to recover, to just basically rebuild, rebuild from the inside out, my energy, everything. And so I gave myself tiny challenges to let's just get moving, because I cannot be in this state for too long. And so I thought, okay, let's just start end the podcast and the 21-day challenge, and we see what happens. And the 21-day challenge for me was really beautiful because I didn't script anything. It was literally, I cannot script what happened in 2025. So I'll just share the lessons that I've learned from them. Whoever wants to listen, they listen. Whoever wants to unfollow, they unfollow. And it was a great detox, not only from my thoughts, but also from people, because a lot of people started unfollowing, which was great. I really saw it as like, hey, we're starting fresh, we're starting new. That's absolutely amazing. And after that, obviously, I was like, I'm not going to do another series. I'm bored. I don't even have a theme. So what do? Let's just share stuff and we see what happens. Like, no idea of wanting to have a personal brand or build a business or whatever. I was just like, I am just using this platform as it was supposed to be, as a platform to share. And so I started doing that. But then I got excited about hooks and basically learning the ins and outs of what makes people successful on Instagram. And I focused on this thing, as much as it was interesting, got me back into this outside in journey, whilst the whole point of the 21-day challenge was to come back from the inside out, because I felt useless and because I felt that I didn't have a lot to share. I was like, all right. I always tell people, in my dance classes, I used to tell them, hey, start with what you have. You don't need to have all the steps in the world. You don't have to know all the fucking foundations. Start with what you have, because what you have is already like beautiful and is rich and is legit and it matters. So just start from there and then you keep adding up, not the other way around. So I followed my own advice. Can you imagine, after 7 years of sharing that? And then flip switch, because I was too focused on the hooks and getting people's attentions and everything. It lasted a week, because after a week I was like, I am so done with this process. This is not me. I don't want to do this. But still, I kept scripting my content. And what I mean by script is bullet points, but also saying the sentences the way they were written. And I say this because now I started this 90-day challenge with this guy that is called Justin Schumann. I would recommend to follow him. Everybody does whatever they want and everybody works however they want. But for me, I followed his content because it was very simple, very much also focused on this inside out journey. And even though I scripted my content like the last, I would say, couple of months, it was still me. I didn't use AI or anything. It was just really me writing my own sentences and making sure that, hey, is this true for me, or am I again performing, or am I saying something that people want to hear and um, it is working, sort of thing. And I remember in February with Ramadan, which is funny to think about it because Ramadan is all about inside out journey. And I made it an outside in. So, anyways, um, around February, this is where like a few of my posts went viral and stuff. And then I went back into this thing of, oh, I need to say these things this way. I need to share this. I need to talk more about this because people want to hear that. And then I forgot to, again, listen to my own voice. So the last few months have been really an on-off sort of journey with social media because I realized that I am still focused on what people would think of me or not wanting people to judge me. And it's hard, to be honest. We're all human, right? But it's hard for me also because I am just moving from having a business that is all related to dance and using my body and doing workshops, basically working and creating things, to I have no fucking clue where I'm going or what I'm doing. And instead of, again, just moving from that place, trust me, now I'm moving from that place. But instead of moving from that place, I focus too much again on, okay, but what do people want? What do they expect from me? What do they want to see more? What do they want to hear more from? And c'est pas cool, because then it becomes a whole fucking pressure and you come to a point where you're like, fuck this shit. And that point came about when I launched the playground. And when the playground for me is so fucking special and precious, and now I'm building the third, version of it, or like coming up with a third idea for my first product. But when I launched it, I was like, but it's still focused on the outside in. Instead of sharing who I am and why this is so important for me, I made it something that had to be professional, that had to be sort of polished and have a structure. And whilst things never worked like this for me, I've always just like launched stuff and then we experiment and we try on the spot. Like there were weekenders and events where I said, yeah, we're gonna do that, and I was like, oh fuck, okay, well then now we have to show up. But because the vision at first was that, yes, I see these activities, I see this setup, I see this environment, and I've always been someone who just sees the bigger picture and has a story, and then I put in the bricks of the practical stuff. And it always worked for me, even if like at first it seems like it looks like I'm lying. At the end of the day, I know I'm resourceful enough to make that shit happen. And so this time around with the playground, I don't know, something happened. It was like, it needs to be perfect. It needs to be something where people don't have questions to ask, where they just fucking sign up and then they just go about it. And people went for it. I had 9 signups out of the 12 in 2.5 weeks. But the process of it was just shit because it was, again, an outside in journey where people knew me for a specific thing. They knew me for the hype, the energy, the craziness, the room where I'm going to hold them and I'm going to tell them to just relax and give them permission to be themselves and everything. But I realized that this is too much for me at the moment. I cannot hold that much people. I cannot do it physically. And I just don't want to do it from the outside in anymore. And so fast forward to now, I said at the beginning of the voice that I have started this Show Up 90 challenge. And with this guy. It's like 90 days of posting regularly. There are different modules, there are different topics, and basically every day there's a lesson of like 4 or 5 minutes, and he gives you a prompt. But what I love about this is that it starts with the inside out. It started with the inside out journey, and I feel like right now I just need that structure to just make sure that I follow through with the inside out, and that I build the habit again of being in this inside out journey and not outside in. And it's really amazing because he talks a lot about the nervous system, and obviously I've never made the link between the two of them. And funny enough, I am going to be a therapist. I don't think I shared that, but I am studying to become a therapist. I'm starting the 19th and 20th of June for the next 3 years. So if anybody out there is just also looking to, like, wanting to be my guinea pig, please by all means reach out. Send me a message, comment on this podcast, send me an email at hello@homeofenjoyment.com. You have no idea how excited I am to be learning about somatic experiencing, which is the study of the nervous system. And sorry. So it's just so funny for me to see how all of this is very much connected. And so that's why I like what this guy is doing. And we're day 8. It's going to be day 9 today. And the bet is you post 85 days out of 90 and you get your money back, which was a good $2,000. Sorry. And as I'm someone who just loves challenges and who loves to just take risks and bet on herself and make it a game, because it's all about play, which is the whole essence of the playground. Again, I took the bet. And it's been 9 days now. It is very awkward, very cringy, very exposing, because I am not doing any scripting, right? I'm not preparing my videos. And even when I used to prepare my videos in the past, it was never something too long. It was just a few bullet points, a few sentences that I would write. But I do have to say that I was reading them, So I just say something, and then when I don't remember, then I'm so eager to make sure that my point gets across and that I just do it in 90 seconds and that people just understand everything, that I forget about my own rhythm, I forget about my own pace, and I avoid the sensation of discomfort altogether. Whilst now, some of my videos, I'm not gonna lie, can make like 4 to 5 minutes, but because I'm like, all right, what is it that I really want to be saying here? And I stay with this discomfort. I don't look at notes or anything. I have a rough idea of what it is that I want to say, and I have a few points, but I make them in my head because I don't want to rely on anything anymore, on notes, on scripting, because it's easy, right? And when it comes easy like this, then you just forget to actually truly express your voice, because there's always something that you can depend on. There's always something that you can rely on if you just forget or mess up a word or anything. And obviously everybody does whatever they want, but I trust myself enough and I trust this process enough that the time, will reduce. The time of me sitting in that discomfort will reduce, and then in the future making my videos will probably take me 90 seconds in one go, saying all the things that I have to say, and not 4 or 5 minutes. But it's just really interesting to realize all these things, to see them, and to just also acknowledge them, and to just really stay in there, because I think that we forget to really stay in the discomfort. We just want a quick sorry, la petite bête, a little thing is like walking up my body. And anyways, it's just really, we avoid that by all means, and at all costs we avoid the fucking discomfort. We don't want to stay in it because it's weird, it's awkward, it's cringe, it's exposing. But it's been 9 days that I'm doing this, and all of this is very true, and sometimes it just fucking hurts, and I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this? But at the end of the day, I just want to get over this sort of fear, because when I sit in the discomfort, I'm like, yeah, I'm not dying. I'm really not dying. Like, nothing's happening apart from me staying put in front of the fucking camera and just like, okay, let's just go back to what it is that I truly wanted to say. And then I say it, but at least I stay in my body. I don't avoid, I don't freeze, I don't escape, I don't run away, and I think that avoiding the discomfort in our lives and just always trying to find solutions that are coming from the outside in is not helping us, like, get better or fight the very thing that we're struggling with. And I don't really like the word fight, but for lack of a better word, I'm just gonna say fight. And even for me, I notice it. I have less of a tendency to want to scream in front of the camera or make my point across. I'm learning that you can still say the same thing and remain very calm and remain with a tone of voice that is engaging enough, like that is not boring enough where it's very plain and we talk like this, but that is engaging enough, but where I don't feel like my body is just becoming super tight. There were instances where I would lose my words when I was filming a video, but then I would go like, oh fuck, 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 and then I would feel the tension in my body. I would feel the tightness. It was like, fuck, it's like we're already like past 90 seconds. I need to do something. I need to say something, and then all of this energy that just goes into becoming tight is just so fucking annoying. And even the videos that I was producing in the past, I edit them. I put them, what's it called, the subtitles and everything. I write the caption, but even when I post them, like, I'm not feeling anything. I'm just like, okay, it's posted. 30 minutes later, let's just go back and check on the comments, on the likes, how many people saved it, how many people shared it, and I need to make it shareable. I need to make, like, mais pourquoi en fait, And it is a way, obviously, when I'm probably gonna go back to that space because I want to create an impact. I want to have a big audience. I want to reach people. I want to create something so big that it just transforms so many people's lives. But I'm also learning that I don't have to do it from an energy that is just fucking tight, because I've done that for my whole life. Even teaching, even creating, it was always like very exciting, of course, and I've always done things that I wanted to do. Sometimes I did things that I didn't want to do, obviously, but it's always come from an energy of, never from an energy of like, tranquille, It can still be very joyful and very hype and very everything that I am about, sunshine, energy and everything, but coming from a place of tranquille in my body, from a place of peace, from a place of ease, from a place of calm, And I'm still sharing my energy and joy and everything, but I do notice that creating from that place, the place that I used to do before, has become very hard for me. Like, I really feel it in my body where it becomes almost like I have dizziness, and my body is very healthy. I have all my vitamins, I'm sleeping good, I'm resting. Like, I have that space, to do that. But yeah, all this to say that inside out, I am relearning what the inside out mean to me. And again, this is the spirit of the playground. We keep trying. We keep putting one step in front of the other. We keep taking action. This is also the most important thing, is that it's very uncomfortable, but I still move. I still post. I still share. I still take my fucking camera and press the red button and just record. And I still do it because I care about this. I'm not doing it just because I bet $2,000 in my face and I really want them back because I need them. But I'm also doing it because I am learning. I know that this is helping me become the version of me that wants to do things with ease and with calm. And of course, there will always be periods of stress and everything, but I don't want it to be precious stress. I want it to be good stress. Because in any case, even if it happens to be precious stress, I know I'm gonna be able to manage and everything, but I purposely choose not to do it from that place. I want to be, man, I've built a life and I've lived a life that was a lot about pressure, performance, pushing, and it's competition, and it's great. Don't get me wrong, but right now I don't have this capacity to do it anymore. Like, I've lost too much in the last year to do it from that place ever again. Like, really, God told me, dude, you cannot live like that anymore. I don't want you to live like that anymore. And if I am to be living like that again, it would be really just like, how to say this, testing testing, and also just going against his will. Like, I don't want to go against God's will. He knows better than me. I'm listening. I'm learning to listen. I'm learning to do different, and I'm learning to be a bit more. So obviously this is my faith. This is my relationship to God. But the last few months of listening have brought me to this, not conclusion, but to this journey, obviously. So, inside out, remembering who you are, remembering your gifts, remembering what you have, remembering to start with what you have, and then you keep adding up. But don't close your eyes on your own foundations, on what makes you super beautiful, original, unique, and just to become like anybody else. Because this is what we're going into. We're going into a world that is about really becoming like everybody else. Social media is telling everyone, build a personal brand. Some people are like, build a fucking digital product. But what is it that you want to do? What do you feel like doing? And reconnect to the beauty of your heart that has feelings, that is just sensitive to certain things and sensitive to their own ways of being and of doing things. Start from there, because we're 8 billion, and I think we're still having more and more people being born on this planet. There are people for you. There are people waiting for you. So even for that, just show up as you. Just really inside out. That's all I can say.